Stay in tune.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The album In the Name of Gabby, dedicated to life, you know. That's one of the most important.
Real
get hung up on nothing. That's the hardest thing I ever had to get over. Now I'm at the point where it's like, shit, I ain't tripping on shit. I ain't tripping on nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm ahead and I'm getting to it.
That's a blessing. Shante, you got any questions for G-Dot while we, you know, getting started, you know, getting into flow of things, you know?
Okay, so you said Gabby, we can look forward to that in January, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and how many songs is on this EP?
It's out, 4 albums, 10 songs.
4 albums, okay.
Yeah, it's over about 38, 39 minutes. So
Nice.
10 songs, you know, all kill, no filler.
What flavor should we look for? What show?
What you like?
Well, I like all music, so I mean, you could do for the ladies, or if it's whatever your lane is.
It's I've been doing music for a long time. So as a writer, I don't really write, but as a artist, I'm kind of like well versed in all kind of areas. Like y'all heard Deposit, so that's like a little up tempo, upbeat for the club.
I'm feeling that.
But you know, obviously, since it's for my sister, it's got some sentimental in there. It's got some,
from the heart. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got
that's
some fun records and you got some beat cuts.
Those are the best. Those are usually the best albums when it comes from the heart. When it's something that you dealt with, whether traumatic or uplifting in spirit, either or. Those are because everything is real. It's raw. So I look forward to that.
So, like, when you do your process and selecting music and things like that, are you incorporating DJs, or like how do your team really incorporate like the music and the sound that you feel is like a good representation of your artistry and what you bring to the table?
As far as like picking,
like picking the tracks, like the vibe of it, the feel of it, just how to balance the emotions from what you're thinking in your head and how it can really come out on a record, maybe two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like the sound, the feel, what the direction you want the track to go into.
Well, I got like a team of producers called the BUSSIN. You know what I'm saying? It's about 4 or 5 producers. We all, we got a little crib, we got a couple studios in there. So we'll have like upstairs they'll be making one type of music, downstairs we make a whole different type of music. So it's like, as far as like selecting tracks, it's really on the vibe of what we in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I could be upstairs on something and then go downstairs, and cause we'll be making 2 completely different songs, I go downstairs like, no, I'm not feeling this, I'm going back upstairs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause when you operating on a certain vibration, like anything that's too far away from that, you know what I'm saying, is going. It's like when you super cold and then you go inside and you cut on the shower, the water be burning hot, but you don't really feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that until you feel it. Shot out. You know what I'm saying?
I was having a conversation with Tay not too long ago about that. It's about like at what point do your mind click on to know like, man, like this is dope right here. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But, normally when I head beat, especially if I got like a clean palette, like if I haven't did no music that day or really listening to too much music that day, I could tell like when the beat come on if it's for me or not. Like with Deposit, the beats to the phone or whatever, and when that came on, I was like, oh hell yeah, this all me. You know what I'm saying? I just did it right away.
It's going crazy, man. It's the vibe and it's the flow of it, man. So Deposit is really inspired from
Deposit. I mean, all my music is inspired from some aspect of my real life, whether it be directly me or one of my close brothers. You know what I'm saying? Something we all empathizing with, something like that. So Deposit though, that's me.
That's the record, man. Make sure y'all get in tune with that record. Stay in tune with it. Shout out to all the producers, man, that's out here really grinding. That's not really getting too much recognition right now. Shout out to your team. What you call the squad? What's the squad that's in the crew?
The squad, okay, so it's a couple people, couple different teams associated with the album. Like, as as far as all the production, that's the Beat Asylum. You know, outside of like 2 tracks, which came from some of my outside homies, my homie Josh That Way and my homie Thomas Da Vinci worked on the album. But for the most part, you know, we got Joy Rock Marley, Corbin Josiah, Sire Dumbest, and my boy Mills. That's the Beat Asylum. That's like the production squad. And then my engineer Headache, he got the headroom. He used to operate out of Classic Studios.
Oh, shout out Classic.
Yeah, he stay over. He out in LA doing his thing right now. But that's like my engineering team right there. And then curated all the like visual art.
That's
nice.
dope.
And I ain't do that with just like, you know, like lyrics.
So what was your inspirations as like artist, as an artist that you heard up and coming growing up that really touched home with you? Like, okay, this is what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? This is.
The first rap song I ever really knew was Ice Cube. Today Was a Good Day. That was like when I was real little, but I didn't really know I was gonna do music. The first like rapper I ever really looked at, like, oh hell no, I'm finna be a rapper. Master P.
That's
how I was like, yeah, I'm finna be a rapper from like, and I ain't like really registered then that I was gonna do music, but I was like, yeah, that he cool. I want to be like him, you know. So I started emulating Master P. But as far as like influences on my style, like, man, Hov, obviously, you know, Kanye, Cameron, Lil Wayne, Wgci. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the greats. Anybody that you think is great, like, I damn near listen to them at some point in time and trying to soak up some type of game.
Okay. So, as far as working with these different producers, like when you do your shows, you have anything up and coming, you know what I mean? Like anything that you wanted to showcase as an artist? New Year's Eve?
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
We did Memorial Day. We did Labor Day. This out in the suburbs in Temple Park. We did a couple shows out there. Me, DJ Hot Rod, my boy Bill, and it was decent, you know, for me, for just to be me and only one other actor on the bill, for us to bring out 200 people, I feel like it's a very big success, you know. Yes. So, you know, New Year's Eve, we expecting it to be a little better because it's Hot Rod's birthday, so.
Shout out to the Capricorns in the building, man.
He been promising a big announcement too, so New Year's Eve, we finna get cracking. Y'all out in the suburbs, y'all feel like driving to the city. You know, y'all don't want to deal with the traffic and the police and all that. I understand the suburbs party was.
Yeah, we gonna definitely show
Chapter 3. What's the venue again?
Intimo Martini Lounge in Temple Park.
Oh, okay, cool. Sound like a plan then. Yeah. All right, so another song that I was listening to was Stomach. You know, I like that song. Yeah. There's a lot of dimension to that song. What inspired it?
Now that one, it's funny because like that's one of the records that's like really didn't necessarily come from like my life, you know, but it was the vibe. Like we was in the studio, we was going through beats. I had picked the beat. My boy J Rock's playing beats. I picked the beat, and then he's, you know, we still going through beats. I'm like, oh hell no, I need that beat. Yeah. And then, you know, I started working on the chorus, and then my homie Talented, that's on the hook. He like I was like performing the chorus, but it didn't really sound right coming for me. So he's like, I got you. You know, and then he finished the chorus, like, writing. And then by the time he was done, like, recording the chorus, I already had the verse wrote, and I'm, like, laughing in my head, because I'm like, gee, everything I was saying was just, like, I was just thinking of, let me put myself in the mind of a dude who really, you know what I'm saying, a leech, in a sense, you know what I'm saying, opportunities, like, well, you know, that's where the whole line, like, you know, it just kick off. You know what I'm saying? And she got a lot of link that been keep a nigga fit. You know what I'm saying? It's like what niggas, I know niggas to be on, so, you know. And that was really, really the inspiration for that song. We were sitting in the studio just like, let's tweak on this.
But it's something that people could be relatable with, and you know that's what people want. You want your fans to be able to relate with your music and go through things that you have been through. You know what I mean? You know, not just a facade of what you are, but you know, you have to live yourself through that as an artist. That's what a lot of artists, you know, I feel like miss that point. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a thing to speak things into existence, but you know what I'm saying? Like if you're an artist, you gotta live that. You gotta live it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come from
real space.
yeah, to be able to create reality, you got to come from a neutral space of trueness and facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
And stomach, this is also another song from
I keep saying stomach flat.
Stomach flat.
Yeah, it's cool though.
Stomach flat.
Yeah. Nah, but
stomach flat.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I do my performances, that's actually like the most popular record I got. That's why like we working, we try to get that on the radio. We gotta get it hot though, you know. They can't just, unless I guess if I had like 10 racks for a nigga, but I'm not finna get nobody 10 racks to, you know what I'm saying? Just get my shit on the radio.
So,
so
for the artists that do have a budget of 10 racks, make sure y'all get y'all team together, figure out what y'all want to do in the streets. If you got a little budget for yourself, make sure that you have opportunity and you use your resources, getting to know DJs, getting to travel, getting to venues, meeting producers. Like, it's really a networking situation that's going to really elevate you to the next point, because there's so many people that out here that probably do support you that you never met because you don't take time to get out and see the world. You know what I'm saying? And it's as simple as a bus ticket or a train ticket. You don't have to be. We was just listening to something earlier about people and young people and finances, and I feel like as an artist, you still are a young person. So even as an artist, you have business on one side, and even as a human, you still have to take care of yourself first. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that we really like implement programs and stuff like that for our artists, to understand what they're about to get themselves into and the things that they need to really push forward and to be successful in the city of Chicago that they say is full of haters. But I think people don't have the right business etiquette and the right back into what they want as far as support. And it's not that we don't have hot records, it's just that people don't know how to invest, and that's the issue.
Just talking about this last night. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you know, I think everything starts with self. You know, at the end of the day, like, so if you sitting around talking about city full of haters, you know what I'm saying? If you point the blame everywhere else, you'll never find your way out. You know, it all started with then what everybody else talking about. What am I trying to do for me? And it started there. And once you figure that out, it's like, okay, now how am I don't care what such did to such. How am I gonna treat that person? How am I gonna treat everybody I come in contact with? You know what I'm saying? How am I gonna handle business? Like, am I gonna be somebody that's always looking for something for the low, or always trying to get something for the free? No, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a person that nobody ever gonna be able to say he did bad business or he a leech or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I approach like the music, and that's how I'm still approaching the music industry. Like, I'm gonna come across as, okay, that's your number. If I can afford it, or if it's right to me, or if it makes sense, I'm gonna rock with you. But if it don't make sense, I don't got nothing bad to say about it. Just like, all right, maybe next time we'll be able to handle some good business. You know what I'm saying? Not right now, but explore other options. But you know, that's just my take on. It's like people, everything.
Integrity is everything.
Yeah, everything boil down to integrity, personal accountability. Like,
I agree.
We gotta handle ourselves. If everybody handle themselves, everybody be straight.
Absolutely. All right, so I think what's our first track from you today?
We gonna get the stomach flat.
Stomach flat, and that's what I was gonna ask you. And that's on Gang, right?
No, that's already out. That's available on wherever you stream from.
Okay.
Video out on YouTube. That's been out for a little minute. And wherever you stream from, you just type in G. Markey on whatever site. That'll probably be like one of the top tracks because it's my most popular record.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate you bringing that here. We're going to have that playing for our listeners live in just a moment here. Yeah, let's go ahead and give it to them.
In the tune, so let's do more TV.
Joey riding.
So we're gonna come back and talk to you for a little bit, and then bring another song in, and then talk a little bit more about it, because he out here, so I want to share out that too.
Sure.
I know she gon' not take on. I ain't coming back. She was like a football. I got her running back. Now she tryna work it out and get her stomach flat. Acting like she cut me off. No, I ain't having that. I ain't coming back. I got her running back. She tryna work it out and get her stomach flat. know she my bro, but she doesn't know I know. But I still stay at her crib. After that, I'ma stack my bread. Plus she got a lot of lit. That's it, keep her fed. I am not gonna raise your kid. That little boy is not my son. I'm gonna eat up all the food. Hit the dishes when I'm done. Ain't my fault your mama ain't shit. You should blame your grandma. Ain't my fault your dad in jail. You should blame the damn law. Damn y'all, I'll get on my damn nerve. I'm gonna get my pants up. Not gonna say a damn word. She gon' blow my phone up. I am not gon' answer. All my family gon' tell her that I get down to cancer. I know she going to take off. I ain't coming back. Trying like football. I got her running back. Now she trying to work it out. Yeah, something fly. Acting like she cut me off. No, I ain't having none.
The song. I'm taking it.
I got her running back. She trying to work it out. Yeah, something fly. Acting like she cut me off. No, I ain't having none.
All right. So y'all heard that here fresh off of Sayless Do More TV, and that is what our artist G Dot. Yes. G Dot. You heard it. All right. So I appreciate everybody tuning in to WalaRadio right now, and that's with Sayless Do More TV.
Yes.
I'm your girl Shantae Renee.
It's your boy, DJ Young Shout.
All right. So let's go ahead and get back to our interview. I'm sure we have a ton of questions. Shadow, go ahead and get back in the groove.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just getting in the building, man. We got our boy in the back, Vontae, just stepped in the building, man. Shout out Vontae outside one time. So, yeah, man.
Where I know him from. I think I know him.
Hey, so look, we really working hard, man, in these streets right now. We see the artists really working hard. We want to make sure that everybody, stay networked up, stay building together, in the city of Chicago. There's some things that I wanted to talk to you about some social things. Have you ever heard of some things about the net neutrality and different things about stuff like the UN coming to Chicago and all this type of what do you think about that stuff?
UN coming to Chicago? United Nations?
I
was reading up on the net neutrality thing, because, obviously as an artist, that independent artist, that affect me directly, so I'm like, I don't know what they talking about. But I don't know about the UN coming to Chicago. They be...
Yeah, it's kind of like the news.
Chicago there, so...
It's definitely breaking news first. Say let's do more TV.
It's fresh. It's actually like I want to say in the last 48 hours. Right. It's kind of been speculated on, and now it's like super confirmed about
to do what though.
So, okay, so it's the commissioner, I guess, of the city of Cook County. His name is Boykins. He went to New York to give a bid that Chicago needs extra support, extra protection by sending the UN into Chicago for military and for security purposes. He went literally to New York to get help from the UN.
For protection?
Physical
protection? That's what Chicago needs.
He says that this is pushing for peacekeeping in our city, and that right now our current authority in cities like Chicago is not equipped enough. So to get that outside sources from the UN, he thinks that's the best idea for protection for our people.
What do you think, G-Dot?
Protection for our people.
Right.
Everybody gonna get a pistol.
And by the way, Boykins is black. That's a special piece of information. That's all it is.
Well,
Boykins
black don't mean.
Yeah.
It should, but
it should be for the people, man.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody crazy. I don't really have no serious opinion on that. Like they'll tell you when I get popped, I'm from the suburbs. Like, to be honest, I was born in Joliet, raised in Massachusetts. Even though I do be in the city like frequently, you know what I'm saying? It's hard not to be. Like, everything out there ain't really nothing out there, but I don't know. Maybe it's just my perspective, but like when I be in the city, right now, most of the city is not that bad.
Exactly.
Right. Like
it's like a couple neighborhoods where all the violence is like really taking place. For the most part, like it can happen anyway, but That's same for the suburbs. Like it can happen anywhere, you know. But like as far as like bringing the United Nations, like what they gonna bring a military force?
Yep, that's what they want for the United Nations
Why would
military.
they bypass an American military force?
Well, first they was trying to send
War
federal.
entities.
They was trying to send federal support. They wanted to get federal support here in Chicago, and then they said no, we don't want that. We want the world situation.
Not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, right? But this was one of my homies, and he kind of deep in like his studies and stuff. His name Landon Battles. He was telling me something like a couple years ago. He was talking about this book he was reading. I never read the book, but the main point that he brought up in the book was saying that, gee, that's how they're gonna like take over the world. Like, in my opinion, it's already a one world government, but he was like, this is how they're gonna enforce it. They're gonna bring other militaries, like how we occupy Iraq. They're gonna bring a foreign military over here to occupy us. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not too worried about it, cause like this America and it's a whole lot of guns here. Like, you know, America got a lot of guns, like, and a lot of people that, you know, not really gonna go for all of that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They
like,
not really gonna go
not
for
going
all
because it's gonna be people from the south like, oh, it's getting cracking in Chicago. Let's go up there and fight with them because you know we feel like we liberated and we American. You know, so they gonna fight for anything that's foreign in the United States. As
like,
far as the UN, that's as foreign as it's gonna get.
Boy, that's what it bring like America together.
I think
you see how we got the division, like the Trump supporters and then the Trump opposers. Like that's something that even Trump supporters wouldn't go for.
Right.
Like that's like, you know what I'm saying, they really American, like what?
And
Occupy American, so hell no, they ain't going for that.
And I think you said the most important thing. Not all of the city is bad. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they are misreporting the violence in Chicago. I feel like now don't get me wrong, shit do go down. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get around that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like it's being glorified and it's being pushed in our face as if this is happening every 5 minutes on a dime on a dot. Not saying that it's not happening in certain cities.
And not only that,
blocks in Chicago.
Not only that, but like the world overall is becoming safer.
Yeah.
And if you look at like, you know, like murders in Chicago, right? If you look at the trend, like I don't know how old y'all are, but when I was a shorty in the 90s, when you look at like, boy, they was having 900, 800 back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was turning 16, when I first got my ears, they were talking about how, you know what I'm saying, bad the murders was in Chicago. So I started looking into it. It's like, yeah, we had 500-600. Not saying that that's not bad, but like, it's safer than it was 20 years ago.
Statistics show that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, murders are going down. Like,
exactly, and I feel like, and that's my biggest concern with Boykin taking this to the UN. It's like, really, what you doing? It's like, you know, if the UN comes to Chicago with a military style, they no nonsense way of dealing with things. You know, if you bring them to Chicago, what's gonna happen, and you know that real niggas is gonna respond.
See,
so it's gonna start a war.
I don't know much about the UN military. I never like researched into that.
Oh yeah, they are.
They be
real,
worse than American military. Because American military,
that's what's happening in Iraq. Like,
tweaking.
the stuff that you see that we hear about that's going on in like places like Iraq and and
I thought that was us.
See, it's disguised under us. That's the United Nations.
Really?
Like United States is just one of the top 5. There's 5 countries that run that whole. It's supposed to be a representation of every country of the world. However, there's 5 countries that run, and the United States being the boss. In Russia.
The crazy thing is, the United Nations. It was a Gaddafi. I'm not sure if you heard of his name before. He used to be the president of Libya. He did what did he do?
He changed his country's currency.
Yes, he did. He was trying to get everything back in gold. That was his goal. His goal was to try to get everything back in gold. And as far as
became richer than everybody.
As far as the policies, like he was trying to change the UN from being hubbed in the United States. He was saying, why do everybody have to come all the way to the United States for a UN meeting and it's supposed to be for the world?
Absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
Because he wasn't trying to change he wasn't trying to get everything back by gold. He was trying to change his currency to gold. Because that's what the dollar is supposed to represent.
You're right.
A gold backing, but that's why our money keep going down because they keep printing money and we ain't discovering no more gold. Like he was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Forget that. Like, damn all the play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Forget this paper that's supposed to give me what it is. You know what I'm saying? Give me the gold. Like, and if they did that, Africa would be the richest. It's already the richest continent in research, but you know what I'm saying? Gold to really make them like, well, head and shoulders above everything.
Make it the #1 currency in the world, and that was the biggest threat. That was the biggest threat of it all. So they had to get rid of it.
If that happened in America, y'all know we'll be living like.
Okay.
But yeah, and so yeah, it's kind of sad that what happened with Gaddafi, but I just know it's a bad idea for the UN to try to come into Chicago and try to do any of that. I'm not sure where Boykin's mind is at when he even came up with this idea.
I don't know about none of that. All Chicago need is
love.
Hell, damn some love. That's not what Chicago needs.
It's so much hate.
Some politicians that really care about the people in the city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not cutting no backdoor deals every day. And Chicago needs funding for the South Side. And the West Side. You know what I'm saying? But the underfunded communities, like that's what they need. Real tough. Real tough.
So we're gonna get back to you in a few seconds. We're gonna check out this other record by you called Stomach Flat.
No, we
East
just
side.
Right. Because we just said South Side, West Side needs some funding, but the East Side.
Okay, so we gonna do
East
the East Side. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna do our East Side, man. Make sure y'all check out G. Marquis with the record East Side one time, man. Make sure y'all look for that. Download it, support the record, support your city. Let's go. Say let's do more TV. Let me look at this email real quick. We got one more segment. Hey, this segment could be shorter. This segment could be like 5 minutes. 5 minutes interview. Yeah. But go ahead and start it. And we could talk for like 3 hours.
We got one more song after 5 minutes. We going to this song. After 5 minutes. I know you tried to get it like 3 times.
When I met her, she was average. She ain't had shit. Had no cash up in my balance. We was balanced. Then she got into a package with admin. Say she like expensive fabrics. You can't match it. Treat me like I made her, cause I made her. Gotta get your weight up. You wanna date her. You can activate her if you elevate her. But I'm send you later. See you later. All she wanna work is dances. I know how to keep it fresh as Kim and Kanye. How this Pompeii. Stay ignoring all them questions. Keep it Convey. All they wanna know about me and you, cause we the Bombay. Avoiding all that bullshit. Fuck that drama. If she on that bullshit, fuck your mama. Even if we go and take a break, like some commas. To death, do what's wrong for dishonor. Know that girl from the east side. She's mine. I know you tried to get her, but she's mine. I know you tried to get her like 3 times, and she still throw you that peace sign. Know that girl from the east side. She's mine. I know you tried to get her, but she's mine. I know you tried to get her like 3 times, and she still throw you that peace sign. Use her instant, you be all in her mention. She be all in my mansion. You DM, we be laughing. That's my queen and you hoe. Told you before that she won't go. Let's to the store, you take a shot and you ready to go, but she won't more. You got no bag, but she won't bags. Got no bags, but she won't rags. Hit that ad to get more stacks. We hit Fifth Ave and more outside. Talk that jazz and she hit sax. Use her ears, give you the blues. Follow the code, don't break rules. You go broke, you could choose. They try to get close to me, like an assembly. Cause they like my friend like a simile. I feel your energy, you was an enemy. Still I'm gon' entertain it. Really it's funny, you ain't never got no money. Yo, it's always bummy. You ain't never got nothing on me. You can't never take nothing from me. She'll do anything for me. She don't never ask no questions. Swear to God, she a whole blessing. She don't make me do no stressing. She don't make me do no guessing. They don't make them like her no more. I ain't never gon' let her go. That girl from the east side. I know you tried to get her like 3 times, and she still throw you that peace sign. Know that girl from the east side. She's mine. I know you tried to get her, but she's mine.
G. Marquis with Eastside. That was a dope record, bro, man.
If it was trash, you can tell me.
Yeah, I definitely would tell your ass if it was weak, man. Definitely don't. I ain't the one, man. DJ, hey, man, I'm telling you, man, how I learned. See, shout out Shabazz, man. How I learned how to break records. I used to be on the road. They used to take me on road trips to like different conventions and different conferences, DJ conferences. And I used to meet so many. I'm talking about every artist that used to come out from 2006 to 2017. If you had a record and you was promoting and had your shit on the CD, I didn't have your shit, bro. So I'm just saying, a lot of people's shit I'm just saying, a lot of people's shit is on I-94. It's a lot of people's shit on I-57 somewhere. It's a lot of people's shit down south somewhere. It's a lot of people's shit still on the side of the road in Arizona. I'm just saying, man. It's about development, because over time you're gonna develop your sound to where you A1. You gotta know when somebody tell you that your record it needs to be tweaked a little bit, because we play hot shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? So you really keep a close ear to the DJs. You know, try to keep a close relationship with DJs as much as possible, because we on top of everything as far as culture and as far as music and everything like that. We keep a communication with each other as far as what's popping, who is on a come up, or you know what I'm saying. Like we always got our ear to the streets at 1,000%, man. So dope record, man. Eastside, man. So make sure y'all check that record out. Make sure y'all support. So you got anything else you want to say, Marquis? What's up?
Man, they told me I'm supposed to tell the people to follow me on the internet. So y'all can follow me on Twitter, IG at _G.Marquis. That's GDOTMARKEE. Once again, you can type that in at any of your favorite streaming sites. All my music is there. I got a couple tapes out, a lot of singles. New album coming soon. We're gonna drop another video probably the first week of January to lead us right into the tape.
Man, you got any teams that's backing you, you know, that supports you and what you're doing right now as far as your career? Yeah, like your team, you know, you got a team that's working with you, supporting you. You know, that's what I mean by when I say backing, guys.
I'll be like,
backing is not. I'm not talking about financial. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about financial wise. I'm talking about a support team. See, support is more than just financial. It could be emotionally. It could be somebody saying, "Dope, keep going, nigga." That's support. You feel me? Like it's more to it than just monetary situation. You feel me? Support code goes a long way with each person, because everybody's unique. Each artist looks for a different type of vibration from each person. You feel me? So we want to make sure that we keep everything going and grinding. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all love here in the city of the shop. That's what we represent here.
I got a lot of people backing me. You know what I'm saying? But they don't need no shout out. They know who they is.
Yeah. Shout out to the most known.
Ain't catching no egos on my side.
Yeah. Stay humble. We got a record that I want y'all to check out, man. G-Dot, you want to introduce this record,
It's a brand new record. This for everybody out there that, you know what I'm saying, stay on that grind and handle all their business properly. This deposit.
Lock it in here on Sayless Do More TV. It's your boy DJ Young Shadow with my co-host Shantae Renee. Stay in tune.
Yeah.
Make it appear like wizardry. Cooking it up, rotisserie. To disappear so quickly. Treat it like drug activity. I do not fear no thievery. Get the police a mystery. They will not make a discovery. Your little ocean liberty. You fucked her like a victory. I do not treat it with chivalry. I treat her like a necessity. She texted said that she missing me. I don't reply to that witchery. I'm a free man in this liberty. Please turn back off the artillery. Thought you was gonna come flip for me. All of your moves have to disagree. No time for your negativity. I'm focused on making some history. Working on making some history. Every aspect in history. All of my money is mine. All of my money is mine. All of my homies be stabbing. All of my homies be stabbing. All of my money is violent. All of my shorty be violent. All of my money is violent. All of my money is violent. All of my money is violent. Every day making a big up. Every day making deposit. Mama need money deposit. Baby mama need money deposit. My homie got out the deposit. Deposit. You said you need product, I got it. I got it. I sold it for more than I bought it. You profit. These niggas and bitches, they gossip. They faking these bitches, they size up. But I never mind my boss up. I do not need to pay taxes. Got every little apostles. I keep me a couple that's solid. The fruits of my labor gon' blossom. I preach it like it's the gospel. Everyday life is a toss-up. Anything it could be drama. All that stuff in my wallet. Actively spreading through karma. Still got the art of a Spartan. Still to hit you with the lava. You probably should've bought armor. It's probably your final summer. Every day making a pick-up. Every day making a deposit. All of my money is mine. All of my money is mine. All of my homie be stabbing. All of my homie be stabbing. All of my money is mine. All of my money is mine. All of my shorty be wildin'. All of my money is valid. All of my shorty be wildin'. All of my money is valid. All of my money is valid. All of my money is valid. Every day making a big up.
Hey, bro.
Every day making a profit.
So I think after this record, we gonna go commercial. We're going to. I'm gonna talk to him again. We can go into commercial, another record, so I can bring him in. Welcome back. Say Let's Do More TV. That was your boy DG Marquis one time.
And please say G.
Please say G.
Alright.
Marquis, man, with deposit. So, you know, it was pretty dope, man. I like that record, man. So what brought the vibration and the energy behind that record? It was bouncing, you know, I was feeling it.
Okay, so, you know, like I said, I was at work one day. It's the last time I had a job in my life. Last time I'm going to have a job. I was at work. I got fired. I came home. My homie sent me some records. I'm like, you know, I could have made a sad ass song or an angry ass song. Like, no, I'm not stressing. And that's what that was. You know what I'm saying? Some music. I'm not stressing. You know what I'm saying? I got fired. I had money in my pocket. You know, I had my studio already put together, so I was straight.
Check out it on everything, man. Spotify, if it's online, YouTube, everything that you can reach it on. G. Marquis, man. We really appreciate you coming in right now, man, doing this interview with us.
I appreciate
man. You know what I'm saying?
You.
Thank you for showing us so much love. You know what I'm saying? We really appreciate the artists. If it's anything
I
that you
appreciate y'all. It's not a whole lot of people out here, you know what I'm saying, like taking time out to like really talk to people after coming. So
definitely, we appreciate you in the craft. Is it anything that you would like to say to the up and coming artists, like the young men in the building? Like, they don't ever tap to the young brothers, man. That's what I'm feeling. We need to talk more to our little brothers that's on the come up right now. So anything you want to speak on somebody that's watching you that needs inspiration right now from somebody?
Man, look, free Ty Money. Ty Money said one of the coldest lines.
I second that notion.
Ty Money say, if you're independent, you best get your budget together because you got to pay to play.
There you go. He ain't never lied. Saying that.
Man, free Time Money, man. Shout out
It's
to
your
the whole
craft,
South
you gotta
Chicago. Shout out everybody. South suburbs, South, East side, West side, everywhere, man. We love all y'all, man.
Yeah. Alright. It's your girl Shantae Renee, and every Saturday from 3 to 5, I need everybody to tune in to Say Less Do More TV, powered by WalaRadio, alongside with
Wala TV Radio Shadow. Hit the link. I'm going live right now. I'm live on Facebook, R&B, neo soul, pop, all
every Saturday from 3 to 5, I need everybody to tune in to Say Less Do More TV, powered by WalaRadio. Alright, y'all, we'll be back in just a moment. We
gotta take photos on me.
I walk around with a check on me. I walk around with a check on me. So when you say my name,
Well, maybe y'all say
I walk around with a check on me. Feeling like Birdman in it. Say my name, respect on it. Respect on it. Say my name, respect on it. Feeling like Birdman in it. If I'm around with a check on it. I walk around with a check on it. Feeling like Birdman in it. If say my name, respect on it.
Respect on it.
Music to Styles Media, ENT@gmail.com. Again, that's Styles with a Z Media, ENT@gmail.com. Okay? And we'll have all your music in rotation. Please remember, WalaRadio does have 700,000 subscribers, so I want you guys to have your music in front of everybody. This will be the platform to do it. So make sure you stay tuned, Sayless, do more. Alright? So we'll be back to y'all in just a minute. I'm going to let this go down. Alright?
Hey, oh, can you take this photo? Nope.
When you're down and I ain't gonna leave you what the niggas said. Better watch who you keep around, cause a lot of niggas snitch on one. Niggas set you up just to get a piece of cake. I swear that ain't be so real.
Alright, what up? G-Dog Marquis in the building.
We meet all night, 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 all night, we meet all night, we meet all night, we meet.
So get your photo.
You see a red light?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 oh yeah.
Alright, Tay, come on. Let's pop off and you can't play with them.
Baby, gon' it up if you up, give it up, show some love if you up, baby, hit me on the style. I've been drinking weed, smoking weed, I click KOD, up all night, baby, I don't need it now. She be in the club, bottles up, hands on, showing love, with her friends, putting pictures on the snap. When we leave the club, and you drop your friends off at the crib, if you up, baby, hit me on the style. She be on style, she be on style, she be on style.
All around when you come up here.
Oh, like taking it.
Oh, thank you.
2, 3.
She be on style, she be on style,
2,
she be on style, yeah. I can spot it good from a mile away. Pick up juicy booty from a mile away. She be on flick like every day is a holiday. So good I can't find like a holiday. She be on the Snapchat and her phone. She said she can rock with them broke niggas cause they're born. And I be on Snapchat hitting corn. So maybe we can link up and check it.
What's up? What's up, Tank?
I almost walked out and left in the game.
I know I did. I probably got 40. You better hit me up on
Baby, gon' it up if you up, give it up, show some love if you up, baby, hit me on the style. I've been drinking weed, smoking weed, I can KOD.
Alright, good to meet y'all.
She be in the club, bottles up. She be
Vontae, right? Now we got Vontae in the building. Vontae knows.
Smoking weed, VIP, KOD, up on my baby, I don't need it now. She be in the club, bottles up, hands on, showing love. With her friends, putting pictures on the sound. When we leave the club, and you drop your friend off at the crib. If you up, baby, hit me on the sound. She be on sound.
This like online.
You can tell them to go to www.
WalaRadio.com.
Yep. WalaRadio.com / WalaRadio / so .com/WalaRadio / What's up, live? We're gonna come back to y'all with some new footage.
He never better blame me, hey. He never better blame me, hey. He never better blame me, hey. Yeah, I got G's in the bank. I got G's in the bank. Man's like Phil got keys to say. Money time, need a deal right now, no deal, no way. I'm finna check this bag of the business, meaning they can't be late. You know it's great job, just fake, but I know y'all sent these fish bait. Checking her back at the interest rate. Say she wanna help with the interest rate. Haters don't know no stopping me. Can't settle for less, no shopping spree. Say move, I make they copy me. Got beans, I always stay properly. Don't move the inch mark, draw quick. I'll be there and roll y'all. Gonna get bitch, boss. CASH got G's in the bank. I got I'm finna shake this bag of the business, meaning they can't be late.
You know what? We're gonna extra too and watch the live right now. I'm all used to that one to go to Facebook. So WalaRadio flavor. You shot with a little custody, but a taste. Hey, y'all about vicious. Yes, common business, my brother. You can't knock the hustle on winning without a doubt. And money and motivate and feel me to lost me. I'm trying to cover rain, so for they cost me. I'm putting in work, hell yeah, grind pays. I see you, manifest days. NFL days, but NFL ways. Let's wait on the rest. Anyway, you're a slave, any day. But I ain't see you. CASH got G's in the bank. I got G's in the bank. Makes like Phil got keys to safe. Money time, the meal right now, no deal, no way. I'm finna shake this bag of the business, meaning they can't be late. About you, about you, about you. I got a plan if you want, try your luck with me. Try your luck with me. I got a dollar and a dream, match your buck with me. Match your buck with me. If you're loyal, no boss, hang tough on me. Hang tough with me. One time, come. CASH got G's in the bank. I got G's in the bank. Man's like Phil got keys to stay. Money time, the meal right now, no deal, no way. I'm gonna shake this bag of the business, me and the
You ready to do this? You went, hey,
If you had your flashlight, you won't do shit back there.
But I gave him the whole scoop,
Yo, I got money now. Sherman the man is in the building. No matter where I am, I'm listening to WalaRadio.
Vontae in the building.
That's Vontae in the building. Who about to go live in every moment, y'all. Shout out to my Instagram. Slash artist. We finna interview him next.
When I was broke, it was hard to keep my head up. All I was thinking was, hey, I gotta get my bread up. And now I'm hard, yeah, he never took my bread truck. And then I get in the
What's up, man? Shout out Courtney in the building. I got my next artist up in the building, Vontae. He up next, man. Say what up to my father, man. You know, I'll stay ready. You gotta check out Vontae. He got a new record out, man. You know, he's talking about a real song, so check it out. Shout out Tay, shout out Ted, shout out Eddie, shout out Uncle Eddie, shout out my cousin Eddie B, man.
I never see so many folks.
Oh, let me email. What's the email? Hold on, email right now.
It had me feeling like a demon. I don't think I got go to I'm about to throw it on the vision. Ask me the questions and I won't tell you to beat it. I ain't trying to get what you're trying to say, I'm just trying to be a beat. You ain't never had a fraction, you acting never in your life. Had a type of money, so how you giving me advice? You couldn't imagine, but you telling me how to keep it. You couldn't imagine what I'm hearing from so many people who like when I was broke, it was hard to keep my head up. All I was thinking was, hey, gotta get my bread up. And now I'm rolling like I just dropped the bread up. And then again, look, I got money now. I got money now. I got money now. Said I got money now. I got money now. I'm bouncing off the chain. I got money now. Riding, checking real estate. I got money now. No, not no way. I got money now. Remember when I couldn't wait? I got money now. I found a money market and popped in a couple $100K. Got a bank account to make sure that my kids straight. Got a nice count for me, case of love rain day. You got 30 Ks, I'ma have to run away. I wonder how much I changed. I got money now. All the new friends, I'm amazed. I got money now. Getting ready for the face. I got money now. And now it's time for me to make. I got money now. When I was broke, it was hard to keep my head up.
You got music already?
Get my bread up. And now I'm going like I just dropped the bread truck. And then again, look, I got money now. I got money now. I got money now. Said I got money now. I got money now. She wanna cash, but me want half of it. She know I'm ballin' like a maverick. Smash dance on it, don't want pass it. Vegetable fish, she love cabbage. Instead of blood, she ain't got no
I got my next artist.
everything is out of style.
Shout out my son.
Girl, like she grew up on the
Follow
island.
this artist, man. Follow
But they already be wildin' and wildin'. I'm more like you, darling. Baby, you can go far. She say it spins on you're going too far. I get number one.
I'm on like a real bootleg.
Only one night.
Real self, bro. I'm the real self. We all the real. You say, come on, you like that shit.
I get number one.
You don't like that shit.
Only one night.
So what's the record one more time? Once I did that,
I'm so coming back tomorrow. Let's go shoot, better go national. Baby girl, I've heard it all. That shoot, let me see you take it all. Cause tonight, I wanna take it all. Run around town, kiss this, take it all.
I know they all camera like,
Only one night. That's to the guy.
Cattleman up there. What up, Cuzzo? How many records you got before we go into some more? I'll send you the email. I'm waiting on you.
I know.
boy DJ, and shout out Court DJ. We're chilling, man. We're gonna get you on the show, man. We're gonna get some of your artists on the show. Go back on Instagram tomorrow. It's gonna be that. So after this commercial finna play, we're gonna go into talking to you, bro.
It's your girl Shantae Renee, and every Saturday from 3 to 5, I need everybody to tune in to Sayless, Do More TV, powered by WalaRadio, alongside with
DJ Young Shadow.
This is for all my artists, my producers, my singers, rappers, dancers.
Really playing trap, R&B, neo soul, pop, all genres. Get in tune.
Every Saturday from 3 to 5, I need everybody to tune in to Sayless, Do More TV. You say I feel oh, 5 below? That's what I need to do.
Welcome. Say Let's Do More TV. It's your boy DJ Young Shadow in the building. I got my co-host with me one time.
It's your girl Shantae Renee.
Yes, we are in the building right now. We have a new artist right now with us. Yeah, welcome, man. We love for having you to be here one time. We really doing this for the city. We doing it for the culture.
Yes.
What you got going on for us right now? I just heard some music. I don't know. Studios.
You know, it's multiple studios going on in one place. So it's okay though. Let's go ahead. We can go ahead and at least get started.
Check. What record you playing right now? Hold on 1 second.
What's wrong?
It's not playing anything, and you know what I'm saying? I'm still looking. Check. Okay. Okay, so no, I'm not getting any value. That's why it's important to keep your headphones on so you can hear what's going on, because you know what I'm saying, we got to stay aware here.
Go ahead.
So, you know what I'm saying, Vontae, we got a new record from you right now. It's called Green Light. I know you're doing your thing in the city right now. I'm trying to really get a lot of more info on who you are, what you represent, what you bring, you know, to the city as far as music, and you know, what's your stance on the Chicago music scene, like what you want to put into this era right now.
Well, before you answer the question, I want everybody to be able to hear that. So let's talk about fun facts right now. Let's start off with fun facts, then we get to the business. Okay? Let's talk about fun facts. So shout out, go ahead, direct the fun fact. In the middle.
There you go, Sean.
I know, it's someone.
Technical difficulties, but we'll be right back. We're having volume issues.
We'll see back to that.
Every time she moved?
Yeah, every time she moved, they cut off.
It just came in, but no.
I don't have no cords over here. What's out of my own?
Right there.
Right, what?
You gotta have your headphones on to hear what's going on. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you do. I really do.
We gonna come into
This is the outlet on the floor or something?
check. I'm on, Sean.
I know, we all on, but what the hell is that about?
Now.
We all good. I hear too.
That's
Back
we can
online.
do it again.
Really a pre-record?
Man.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, you could bring that
Shout out
commercial. You could bring that commercial back in. Hey, watch that. I don't know what it is, Taylor, because you ain't got your headphones on, so you can't hear.
I have
me.
my headphones on.
I'm talking about when it cut off first.
Yeah.
So you didn't hear.
There's nothing on my. There's no cords on my side though.
I don't know
Besides
what
my
it is.
own.
You see what I'm saying?
Right, but I'm just telling you before you
moving.
say Shantae, because there's no cords on my side.
I don't know. What
Unless
it is.
my headphones is in the wrong jack, but it's right here.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I don't know. It was a short somewhat, but you could bring that commercial back in one time, and we can start it up.
It's your girl Shantae Renee, and every Saturday from 3 to 5, I need everybody to tune in to Sayless, Do
Hey,
More
what
TV.
fun facts? I
How
know the
about
fun facts you talking
WalaRadio?
about.
Alongside with
Jay got shadow.
this is for the artists, my producers, my singers, my
R&B, neo soul, pop, all genres.
every Saturday.
WalaRadio.
Checking in. Welcome back. It's your boy DJ. I got my boy Vontae in the building. What up, Vontae?
How y'all doing?
Am I saying it right, Vontae?
Yeah, Vontae.
Okay, I'm just because sometimes people say the wrong name and they be like, man, he been saying the wrong
I
time.
would have told you.
Oh, okay.
I don't play with my name.
Okay.
Respect on my name.
Yeah, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a radio guy. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's all love here. Say let's do more TV. We wanna hear more about yourself. You know what you represent. I see you got a new record coming out. Green Light, is it out now or?
Yeah, Green Light's been out. We just dropped the visual earlier this week, so
Dope.
moving forward. So.
Make sure y'all go check that out on YouTube. Green Light, it's spelled Green Light, just regular green, GREENLIGHT. Man, make sure y'all check that out. Vontae, so where you from, Vontae? What side of the city from? What you represent? How you get started?
I'm from the west side. I'm originally born and raised in Garfield Park, but I'm in North Lawndale now. How I got started is a crazy story. So I went to Faraday, and we used to do like pep rallies in front of the school for like the ITBS and all them everything in my life has been coming full circle. That's pretty much how it's been. When I was back in grammar school, we did this one year we did a freestyle off of Jadakiss, Knock Yourself Out. We raised the roof on the Iowa Tech, that's what we call it. And that's pretty much how I got started in it, and I just love music. I'm more than a quote unquote rapper, I'm more of a musician as well. So I can play the clarinet low key.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't mess around with it no more, but I just be, honing my skills and all that. So that's pretty much the beginning of it.
Big ups to all my musicians, that started in band. That sounds like you started a band or something like that.
That's why we need them to fund these schools, man. Because who would have knew how my life would have planned out if we ain't never had them opportunities then? I know right now they got a lot of music programs that's defunct in the city of Chicago. So
yeah, over
That's
50
fine.
programs back. We really need our schools back for our kids and to give them a better opportunity to be great.
yeah, 100.
Absolutely.
Trying to tell you what you got you got some stuff with my boy Vontae.
So we know that. So you're a rapper. We know you play the clarinet. Is there anything else that you do? Are you a songwriter? Do you produce music?
I want to get into producing at some point. I want to. Boys mixing some of everybody.
That's
Just
what's
look
up.
at the people that he's worked with. I want to be able to be 50, and I don't want to be rapping still. No shot at Jay, because Jay the man, but I want to be doing other things when I'm 40, 50 years old. I would rather be, behind the scenes, helping other people, putting them in position to make them, reach their goals and their destiny and all that.
Best for us, because at the end of the day, you have to go within to find that direction. That was great. That was great.
I just feel like if I'm still rapping at like 40 years old, then my message ain't get across how I was supposed to.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's powerful. and pivotal. That's what's up.
Man, we love that you really pushing forward, you know, the envelope as an artist, as a musician, as a creator, you know, anything that's up and coming that you would like to do, like with any up coming artists or major artists that's already established in the industry, you want to work with those type of people, or you got a list, or, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to work with a lot of the people that, you know, coming up that inspired me to, you know, even put myself in this position, you know. So my favorite rapper is Game. You know, I just grew up on Game. That's
West Side.
I know,
yeah,
right?
that's everything about me. You know, like I'm West Side to the core. So yeah, like when that album came out when I was a shorty, man, I was knucklehead, and that album got me through like some tough times. Like I lost 2 of my grandparents on different sides of the family within the span of a week. That was the first man. It was a long week I felt, but that was the first actual album I purchased with my own money. You know, so yeah, that was like my moment for me to be like, yeah, I could do this. And like if I told y'all like 10 years later that I would actually, I just shot a whole video in Compton. So, you know, like I went out there, like everything is coming full circle. So I'm looking forward to what's next for real.
Shout out to Jungles, all that, man, you know what I'm saying, Chicago, LA, you know, California.
The link up.
Yeah, we definitely could do the link up situation, man. We really trying to build here in the city with the artists, you know, I give them a platform to use to be a bigger, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what we deserve. That's what Walla represents. So if you looking on YouTube, if you looking on Facebook, make sure you hit the like button. Make trying to get across because this is for the people right now. So
your experience so far in Chicago, is it do you find a sense of togetherness amongst the music industry, or do you think that the current setup makes it kind of hard for an artist to kind of move forward?
A little bit of both, but I'm worried about what I can control. You know, I'm a big believer on God. You know, I ain't the perfect guy. You know, I'm a sinner like everybody else, but God don't make no mistakes.
Yes.
You know, my quick Instagram plug. My Instagram name is Vontae Right On Time. Never late, never early. Always on time. So I don't never rush anything. I want everything to be organic. No GMOs and none of my shit. Everything will happen when it's supposed to. So I don't really worry about, you know, what I can control. You know, I'm worried about just continue to get better as an artist, continue to, you know, stay true to who I am as a man. So that's what I'm really about. So.
Very important.
That sounds like success in my ears. That's what's up. I like that.
Now we'd like to talk about like different topics of things that's going on in the city and around the world. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the United States bringing in the UN here in Chicago as far as Mr. Boykins. That's the commissioner of Cook County, which is a part of, you know, a major part of Chicago. Any thoughts about that? Have you heard about that?
I mean, honestly, I heard y'all when y'all was interviewing G-Dot, but beforehand, no. My thoughts on that is y'all quick to run and go to somebody to support, you know, in terms of the police, but then they're not reaching out to the communities where we need that help. Like these schools need funding.
There you go.
These streets, you know, like you go downtown, they got the street sweepers downtown cleaning up every night. But coming around on the west side and the south side, I mean, the shit nasty. You know what I'm saying? So, where are y'all priorities? So, I mean, for example, I don't think that's the right thing to do. But who am I to judge? You know, that's why I'm in the position I'm in. I think again, they should be investing more into these communities. You know, violence is there because of it's systematic. So, you know, the more and more they continue to run and go to the police. Come on, what's gonna happen when the police or the UN and the military come there? They're gonna be trained to kill.
Exactly.
You know so
exactly. It ain't gonna help.
So what is that gonna solve? You know what I'm saying? That ain't what we need right now. We need more togetherness, not just within the black community, across, you know, all the different, you know, ethnicities. Everything's just divided right now, you know, with the guy that's in the White House. So we just need to come together and understand that we all we got, no matter if you black, white, brown, blue, or yellow. You know, so. When we get to that point, I think the world will be a better place. But as far as Chicago, that's not what we need right now. We should be putting more money into these music programs in these schools, giving these kids opportunities to want to do something for themselves. You know, a lot of these kids out here by themselves, you know, they don't even know what it's like to feel love. So
Because it seemed like obviously that's what's going on. It's so much talent coming out of the city in the last 2 to 3 years that it's really ridiculous. And I'm glad it's some programs that's out that's willing to help the children to develop their skills. Because I think they try to make kids grow up too fast in Chicago with what's going on. And the only thing that we really have as a community is music. So I think we need to feed more into that entity as far as bringing more out of the city. You will be able to see faster results out of that. It don't take a long time for you to be a millionaire in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? It don't take that long. It take the right people behind you and the right resources and the right education to take yourself to the next level. That's simple. We got so many artists that made it big out the city. You know what I'm saying? Independently, you know.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said.
Absolutely, and Vontae, you made some very good points. You gave on from a place of value. So with that being said, I want to piggyback off with what you said about funding. Mm-hmm. Like that's the crime rate is at the level that it is because of lack of resources. So if we take our direction away from UN, military forces, and strong arm situations, and actually provide for our people, then we'll have an advantage. So whether that's putting money into these schools, whether that's building social programs, whether for the young, the old, middle class, rich or poor, you know what I mean? More give back to block clubs. Like when the last time y'all been to a block club party? Like that was a big part of my childhood. That shit don't exist no more. Like I don't know about out west, but I know on the south side. No.
You just
every year.
Shout out to DJs.
I'm from the Honeys. And that shit don't exist no more. I don't know where y'all from. That's not the birds. That's the heart of the city. The fuck is you talking about? That's the Honeys. The Honeys. The heart of the Honeys. Roseland.
So all my followers right now, what do y'all consider the heart of the city? If that's a discussion, is it in the Honeys or
okay, Inglewood? I'm from Inglewood too. So what's up?
South side. What?
West side.
But see what y'all just started. That's exactly what's part of the problem too.
There you go.
We divide.
There you go. Thank you.
Hate ourselves and love their wealth.
Ooh, I'm so glad you here.
That's why the shorty saying where the ball is at.
That's right. You know what? That spiritual enlightenment is exactly what we need on this show. That's why we started Say Let's Do More TV, so that we can get back to focus on unity and bringing us back together. So you're right. That west side, south side that we just pulled for a quick 5 minutes. Y'all gonna have to forgive us. I did. I was fired in that. I was fired. But let's get back to
west side
unity.
Man, I really appreciate you, coming out and representing yourself. Like, is it a label that you work with right now? Or?
No. Me personally, I always sit back and analyze everything. I'ma always be in my mind. I want to always be independent. But if the right situation came along where I felt like it was the best for pushing what I want to do going forward, I would do it. But in my mind, I'm gonna be 100% independent. Wow, we got the internet, you don't need a label to do, the things that they was doing no more. I'm not gonna allow you to take everything that I own. I wanna own everything that I'm doing. I'm not gonna do something for somebody else to own and then earn money off me and I see a small percentage of myself, So.
Okay, so since you said that about technology, what do you think about this net neutrality? How is it affecting you as an artist personally if you think that it's going through all of these things like this changing? Like,
so you can look at this two ways. I think a lot of people just people look at the internet and social media and they just take everything with a grain of salt and they just believe it for whatever for whatever you read or what you hear. Net neutrality didn't even exist. Well, I think Obama started that, if I'm not mistaken, 2015.
Yep.
But the point I'm trying to make is, people are going to pay for what they want to pay for. The government is always going to put their best interests in the hands of the corporations. If we go back to funding, they just gave all of these corporations tax cuts, but we ain't getting no money into these. As an entrepreneur, because a lot of people are not going to be able to have access to those outlets anymore once they start, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to start basically charging a different. So if you want to access social media, there's going to be a monthly fee for that, and there's going to be a monthly fee for everything. You want to get an extra 20 gigabytes to download something, there's going to be an extra fee. So
you know what I think it is? I think they're attacking the millennials. most of. You know what I'm saying? Like they use most of Netflix, they use most of YouTube, they use people was biased. I mean, I liked it a little bit. You know, I like the places that they use for it, but I think they could use a little bit more emphasis on reality of inner city.
I think it was more about the metaphor that was behind the Greek story than it was about what you saw in it that was supposed to represent Chicago. But I mean, it was a good movie.
But at the point in time when it came out, Chicago was heavily like full of violence. It was like when it first came out, it was like super concentrated with violence. Like
right, you know the story. Do you know the story behind the Greek story behind what happened? Like what the overall symbolism was?
Yeah.
What is that?
I pretty much have an idea about how they tried to make it with the ladies and stuff like that in the end. You know what I'm saying?
What
like
do you think that he meant by that? Because it sounds because I feel like a lot of people take it off surface value when it's really a little bit more deeper than that. So what do you think?
Well, my point of view on the situation, I feel like that he used that in terms of bringing the identity of a situation, but I don't think as far as bringing the women in situations, that was just a good storyline that he used. You know, I feel like he used a good storyline, but that's not the reality of what's going on in the city. It's bigger. It's a bigger picture that you need to hone in on, that people need to have addressed. That how he was addressing it wasn't the way that it needs to be represented for kids that watch the movie, that lives every day on 63rd or 79th. They can't relate to, oh no, we're not gonna get, you know what I'm saying? They girlfriends or something like that ain't gonna.
I
Like
get
we
it.
culture people.
I
Like, we
get what
create
you're saying,
everything.
but it wasn't a documentary, it was a movie. So because it's Hollywood, it has to have some type of artistic connection. And for him, it was the Greek story. And I thought the Greek story was pretty strong. Like, at the end of the day, we run out, this is a world full of trends. And a lot of y'all trends as men, and maybe I'm wrong, but a lot of y'all trends as men is based off what women like. Y'all like to appease the women in which you guys are attracted to. So that was what his undertone was. His undertone was, okay, well, if we do everything for women, then if women thought that violence was ugly and not cool, then we could change it was art. It was just art. It wasn't a documentary of Chicago, and that's where it got twisted in the media. So I think that if we took it back, if we look at that, I mean, I think it has some founding. Like, you wouldn't think it was cool to be out here shooting up your guys if you couldn't get no pussy, period. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the storyline behind the Greek story, and I think that was the symbolism between the two.
And I wanted to piggyback on what you were saying about the trying to limit the millennials before I forgot. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do believe they trying to keep us in the dark on a lot of stuff that's going on. So a lot of things that we have that are prevalent in our face every day, I think those are used as distractions to keep us, kind of misguided from what's really going on behind the scenes. And I agree with what you said about the movie as well. Get Out is a great example of this whole conversation.
Yeah.
Get Out, that shit really go on. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
so that's what they should have did with Chirac. Give it a reality based on real real kind of situations. Like the situations was real, but the characters wasn't relatable to the city. You get what I'm saying? So if somebody from Chicago, you could be in LA, but you see Chicago and you see the person acting as if and the person acting as if they represent Chicago, but don't really know the mannerisms of people, the lingo, the way they carry it themselves. It's Chicago is really different. Like in a whole, like every place.
So this like one of them rare times like I'm gonna partially agree with everything y'all both was saying.
Okay, we get so much time.
So again, like I said, when I see him Get Out, I know for a fact that goes on. Like, I'm not trying to distract you from what's really going on. And I'm not the guy with the answers. I'm just paying enough attention to know something ain't adding up. So,
man,
absolutely.
People don't pay attention because at the end of the day, it costs you. It really is going to cost you at the end if you don't really be alert, be aware, and pay attention to your surroundings. Because I think a lot of those things has been going on for a long time, and we just really getting a look of it because of the communications and the things that we have to our resources. Now it's too late. You can't. I got live. I got Instagram live. It's hard to stop somebody from getting information out.
Yeah.
So yeah, so again, we are all against the repeal against net neutrality,
Yeah,
correct?
shit,
Yeah.
we against all of that stuff. I want to
Got
get into
to.
your record right now. We checking out this record. Sean, we ready over there with green light one time. If you are listening, check it, subscribe, like, share, show us so much love. This is Sayless, Do More TV on WalaRadio.com.
This is
Yeah.
the artist Vontae.
Vontae.
And this
Shout
record
out
is
to my guy, man, Wise, man. Brittany Janae, that's also featured on the track. You know, I close things out, but shout out to them.
Let's go.
Shout out to them one time.
Alrighty then. Sorry, y'all.
Hey y'all.
Green light, like your boy Vontae.
Just give me a green light.
What's up, man?
Just give me a green light. Just give me a green
All I need is one night, Vicky for the love, just mine. Choose the flow walk, cause it's thirsty, it's bright. So they take it slow, cause we got all night. If only time to change, swim, fishing you without underwear. Give me the green light, with the screen, whoa, Ric Flair. Got some money, Vontae, like I had it. The way you grind, make the people feel valid. On the floor, we ain't no pallet. You got the keys like Cali.
Just give me a green light.
Oh, y'all can hear me now?